Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sunday's Trivia Edition with me, Holly. I'm your host today at Kearney's Lounge, and I'm looking forward to see how everyone does today. I bumped up the ante this time. I know that a lot of you are repeat watchers and repeat players, so I figured last time we did history, and you guys just blew it out of the water. I couldn't believe that most of you knew. I thought I was throwing some trick questions in there, but I guess I wasn't. So this week, I decided to step up the game a little bit, and I'm going to make some of the questions a little bit harder this time. I just want to see what level we are all at here. I'm not saying that I'm a genius in any way, shape, or form, but I do enjoy actually a good trivia, so this is exciting. So I see a couple of more people just came in on the chat. Hello, hopefully you can come into the chat right now and let me know who you are and where you're streaming from. I was just saying, as you guys had just popped on, that welcome to Kearney's Lounge live trivia. I have this every Sunday at 1300 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm really happy to see. Hello, Bruce. Bruce just came in on the chat and said hello. So those who are in here right now, come on in. Don't be shy. This is an interactive forum. Usually if this is your first time coming in on one of my Sunday chats or trivia, sorry. Hi, my name is Holly. I am the operator of Kearney's Lounge. What I like to do is, ideally, this is a dog channel. It started that way, and then we just evolved into who we are now, right, Bruce? We have a good community, and I find that Sunday afternoons at 1:00 is a great time to just connect with everybody in the community and have a little bit of fun. As opposed to just sitting there watching a video. It's kind of nice to get in here and interact with people. So that's when we started this. Just about maybe 6 weeks ago, we started the Sunday trivia. So this is fun. So we just had another person pop back in. Hendo Pomeranian Puppy. Hello, I come from Nitros Farms. Hey guys, I've mentioned Nitros Farms numerous times before, and so right now, if anyone here knows, I know that Bruce does, and he agrees, everyone, that yes, this is a great way to pass a couple of hours. I love trivia myself. I'm more of a card player / board game person than I am video games or any of that kind of stuff. I've never really got into it as a kid, and I'm still not into it. So this is how I like to pass my time. It's just interactive fun. You get to know people, you get to know what they know, and you get to know what they don't know. And you get to antagonize a little bit too. That's kind of nice. And it's very nice to meet you as well. As a matter of fact, I recognize your name. You've been on my channel before. You've commented on some of my content. Your name isn't lost to me, Hendo. Actually, I've been on your channel. But you're probably saying nice to meet you to Bruce, not me. How assumptuous of me, or presumptuous. Just 1 second, guys. Before I kick off everything, chat amongst yourself. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to put a light on my laptop here just to get a better view. I'll be right back. See, told you I'll be right back. Plug this in. So I have a window facing me right now, and I don't really like how that's going for me. There you go. That's way better. Okay, so we have a few people on. This is great. Everybody's greeting one another. I'm really happy about that. GBHXU, aka Bruce, has been with me from the very beginning, but Hendo is popping in here with regards to Nitros Farms. So Nitros Farms started about 2.5 years ago. I've been following her since she's been on. Her name is Danny, and she posts about her farm life, right? Natural living, and she's got the most adorable little daughter as well. So she does a lot of posts, which it's hard to click away when you see her on the camera itself. But recently she has been helping me out because I've been struggling with monetizing hours. And she's been continuously, like laboriously watching my playlists, which I really appreciate. And it's actually bumped me up quite a lot. So a little bit to go, but she is amazing. Yes, Hendo. So she, as a thank you, I sent her a package. And for those who follow me regularly, you know that I'm originally from Newfoundland. And this is actually why I love Labrador so much, because they're actually from my home province. They originated there. So I have a little bit of a soft spot for Labradors for sure. But yeah, so I sent her a package of all materials, stuff that was from Newfoundland, made in Newfoundland, and etc. And she posted a video yesterday, showing her daughter opening it up, and she liked the treats in the process. But she also plugged me, which I thought was amazing. So thank you very much, Nitros Farms, for that. I've had a couple people come in on my channel and say that they were going to help me out as well with my watch hours. So whew, the world is our oyster, everybody. When you really pull together, it can make a huge difference, right? Even if it's only one or two people, we can still make a huge ripple effect on other people's lives. And that's exactly what everybody in here is doing for me right now. So you have no idea how grateful I truly am. I really, really am. So I have 5 dogs. I actually have 5 Labradors. And the story, I'll get into the story. Bruce, I'm at just over 3,200. I'll get into the story as to why I started this. I had a dog. His name was Cooper. He passed away 5 years ago. But about 10 years ago, like, he was definitely identified as the canine love of my life. So I bred him with my chocolate lab, Katie, and I kept their son named Gus. So Gus is 11 right now, but I also have 2 of his children, Betty and Joey. And so his lineage kind of lives on. Cooper's lineage lives on through the dogs that I currently have. And it really is like a Labrador family. They're so close with one another. And honestly, from the human point of view, it's just so touching to know that I still have a little bit of Cooper still with me. And I work really hard to keep that in my life. I really absolutely loved that dog, and he changed my world. So I'm really happy. I'm lucky that I still have a piece of him with me right through it all of these years. And I plan on continuing to have a piece of me, of Cooper anyways, with me until I can no longer take care of Labradors anymore. So we'll see. We'll see. And thank you very much. That is the true story of why I started. That's why I have as many dogs as I do. I'm going to close the door here. It got opened up by one of my Labradors, actually. So I'm going to close that door. I'll be right back, and we'll kick off the trivia day. Okay, great. Well, we have Ellen in here right now, so you never know. We might get a cameo from a red fox, beautiful red fox Labrador. You never know. Her name is Ellen. She is the mother of 3 of my children, my fur babies anyways. She's the mother of Sammy, she's the mother of Joey, and she's the mother of Betty. Hendo Pomeranian Puppy says, I want a pet puppy if Hendo gets a son, but need to wait for the female Pomeranian that the breeder has. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a life changer when you have their siblings, or you have, their bloodline of some, I don't know. Honestly, having Cooper's bloodline with me, it just makes not having him around a little bit easier, because Gus has his dad's eyes. And that was one of the things that I truly loved about Cooper, was that he had the most amazing eyes. They looked like a solar eclipse to me. It's the only way I can describe it. Yeah, it's like this dark spot in the middle, and there's all this fire coming out around his pupil. It was gorgeous. Gus has very similar colored eyes. He still has, the solar eclipse eyes, but they're a little bit more toned down from what his dad's eyes were. And Joey shows signs of having his grandfather's eyes, but Joey is a different color. Gus and Cooper were black labs, and Joey is a red lab, so it doesn't quite pop the same, but he does have similar eyes to his grandfather, which brings me great joy, to be honest. You want to see? Oh, no, Dwayne tonight? I think he's going to be in here. I'm seeing that there's more people trickling in right now, so he will be in here. I would hope. But I figured I'd go solo today. I started solo, bring it back down to this. Next week, I'm hoping to have a guest on to go over some more trivia with you guys. But I figured I'd do it solo today. Sorry to disappoint. Hello, Dwayne. See, there you go, Bruce. Dwayne is in the chat. So for those who aren't tracking who Dwayne is my brother, and Bruce, GBHXU, is asking because Dwayne's been on a couple of times, not just as a competitor as he is right here, but also he's come on live with me via chat, and it's been pretty great. So, but today, this week, I figured I would go a little solo, but next week I hope to have a guest back on, and we'll see how that one goes. Hendo Pomeranian Puppy says, Red Labrador. We have a big neighbor. Labrador that is dark brown. She is so big. My dog, Betty, she is ginormous. She is a chunky monkey and a half, but she's a black lab. Yeah, she's, some of them just come out ginormous, right? Like Cooper. Cooper was a really large lab. Betty is shaped a little differently than him, but she is she's 85 pounds as a female lab. That's really huge. Usually they're between 65, maybe 70 pounds, between 55 and 65 pounds really for a female. So she's about 20 pounds heavier than what the average female would be. And I swear, you guys, it's not because I don't walk her, and it's not because I overfeed her, because if you look at all of my other 4 labs, they are just top-notch, slim-shaped little athletes. And so is Betty. Betty's quite the athlete, but she's just big. She's just a big girl. She's my chunky monkey, my little Betty boo. And thank you, Hendo. I think that's precious as well. I really do. Hendo asks, does your dogs jump on people? The neighbor's labs pulls people over. They fall over all the time. It all depends. When we're on the street, typically no. I have my dogs trained to walk off leash, so they have some discipline when it comes to walking in public. They're not out in public as often as they should be because I have a lot of natural trails around here, but generally no. Now, mind you, it's different rules when they come into the house. When they come into the house, that is that's their domain, right? So they will all crowd over to a guest, and they will fawn all over this person until they're told by me to back off. So, they do, but when they do, it's under controlled circumstances. The best way to say it. They're not aggressively pushing everybody in the neighborhood, that's for sure. But they do me. I know that Betty is quite attached to me. She is, one of them does. Yes, her name is Sammy. She is the clever one. Guys, I'm answering the question from Hendo here. Do they open doors? Yes, one of them does. The grandfather did, Cooper. But again, I'm not going to go back to Cooper because he's not here today. But yeah, Sammy is my kryptonite, my canine kryptonite. I love to hate her. I really do. I think she's an amazing dog. She's so smart and she's so beautiful. But dang, is she smart. I had a fence put in my backyard a couple of years ago, and she's found every loophole to get under it, over it, you name it. I could patch it up, and then 2 seconds later, she's found some other compromise that I didn't see. So it's kind of funny. She keeps me on my toes. She does open doors. She does jump through windows. She does know how to open windows as well. So if I have the door open just a little crack, then if she can get her nose in there, she'll slide that window open and run and jump out of it. It's nothing. Yeah. Hendo also says, I had a German Shepherd and he opened doors. Yeah, it is funny when they do that. I had another dog that would consistently get out of her kennel. Her name was Baby. And this is going way, way back. But yeah, her name is Baby. And I'd have to put a padlock on her kennel because she figured out every kennel I had ever put her in. Yeah, padlock. And one day when I had the padlock there, she somehow managed to using her tongue, because the rails on it weren't that wide. By using her tongue, she was able to lasso in cords while I was at work and chew the cords while in the kennel while I was at work. So when I came home, my computer needed all new cords. She did that from inside the kennel. So, it is incredible when they put their mind to it. They can achieve some pretty amazing things, aggravating things. But as you get, like, I'm sitting here now, it's the classic. What was the name of that movie with Jennifer Aniston in it? Marley, right? They went through hell with this dog, but at the end of it, when they had lived through all their lives, the ups and downs and whatnot, and when it was time for Marley to go, it was just the most sad moment. You don't think of, you laugh about the moments that made you mad when you're in those situations. So I try to laugh at it consistently and not wait till later. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, it was a good movie, Hendo. I enjoyed that movie too. I implore anyone in this chat right now to say that they did not cry at the end of that movie, because I cried at the end of that movie. That was a sad movie. And I could relate with so much of, yeah, it was a good movie. It was good for dog lovers out there who have lived the life. Yeah. Anyways, okay, great. I'm glad that we've all acclimated it ourselves. We got a few people in here. Do you guys want me to go ahead and start kicking off the trivia? I'd love to. I think I will. I think I will. Perfect. Last question before I kick into trivia. Hendo asks, do they like the bath or shower? I haven't really exposed them too much to the shower, but I know that when I use a hose, they don't like that. Generally, they don't mind baths. They're in the water all the time anyways, and when it's time for bath, it's just a matter of me picking them up and putting them in the bathtub. They stay still while I do my business, and then they're pretty respectful when they get out too. Like, they know I have this drip blanket that I place them on when I pull them out of the bathtub, and I have them trained now to not shake until I get a towel on top of them, because they can shake and the towel's catching all the water, right? So, yeah, we got her down. I've got some water dogs for sure, but we've got a consensus with each other, which is kind of nice. You kind of need that when you have 5 dogs, right? You need to be the dom, but you need to be empathetic and kind in order for them to continue listening to you and trust you. And trust is a big thing. Okay, so let's do this. Now, Hendo, this is your first time on one of my trivias, and this is exciting. Okay, so usually what I do is like a trivia pursuit thing, right? So I'll ask the question. I'm going to copy paste it into the group here so that everyone sees the question, and then with the 4 choices, and then we pipe in and we say, I know I talk too much, Hendo. I talk too much. So all you're doing is fueling the fire here. This is good. Worry not. Worry not. I can talk. But yeah, getting back to it, A, B, C, or D as the thing, or you could type out the full answer. It doesn't matter to me. I prefer the full answer. That way I don't have to go back and forth and see like, oh, what was A? What was B? Because I have the answers in my key here. I have the teacher's notes. Anyways, so today we are going to cover 3 categories. So I'm going to kick it off right now. So welcome everybody to Kearney's Lounge live trivia. What I'm going to do is read the questions, and then I'm going to post it into the chat. You can say A, B, C, or D. No Googling, and just have fun. Okay. So I'm going to kick off the first question here. We're going to cover 3 categories today, guys. So the 3 categories are music from the 2000s. The second category is going to be biology. And the third category is world history. I'm kicking it off with something a little easier, and then I bumped it up with difficulty all throughout. So let's see. And Hendo, just so you know, what I have your name written down here on my pad. If you're going to participate, that's fantastic. As people are answering and they get them right, I just tally it up. At the end, whoever got the most questions right wins. Today, I don't have a prize. I usually do that at the end of the month. Usually at the end of the month, I do trivia giveaway based on my content. But today, it's just filling the time, having a lazy Sunday afternoon, and just having fun answering some trivia questions with one another. So I'm going to kick off the very first category, which again, as I said, is 2000s music. I figured we'd start easy and have a little fun. And this is music that I think we all know every word to, Until the Pressure is On, which is now The Pressure's On. How much did you pay attention to 2000s music? Okay, so question number 1. Who released the Marshall Mathers LP? Was it Jay-Z, Eminem, NAS, or 50 Cent? I'm going to plug my computer in. I'll be right back. So again, the question was, I like showing the question as well. There you go. So you can actually see it on the screen there. So the question was, oh, hey, Unique Sampa. It's great to see you. You popped in at the perfect time, actually. I just asked my first question. I didn't know that you were here listening away. So Unique Sampa, I need to get you down on my board as well. I'm going to call you Unique for short. I hope that's okay. If you want something different, I'd be happy to do that too. Okay, so the question was, who released the Marshall Mathers LP? The options were Jay-Z, Eminem, NAS, or 50 Cent. Dwayne says Eminem, and so does everybody else by the looks of it. Perfect. Guys, we have kicked off our trivia in the right way. It is absolutely Eminem. He released the song in 2000. It's one of the best-selling albums ever, actually, if you want. Okay, so Bruce got that correct. Dan's not here today. Dave is not here. Dwayne, you got one of those right. Hendo, you got that right. And Unique definitely got that one correct. All right, great job, guys. The first one is down. All right, so the next question is, who sang Mr. Brightside? Was it Coldplay, The Killers, The Muse, sorry, there was no the in there, Muse, or U2? Question again was, who sang Mr. Brightside? Coldplay, The Killers, Muse, or U2? Okay, so Unique Sampa, you say B, The Killers. Bruce says Muse. All right, anybody else? The question was, who sang Mr. Brightside? Coldplay, The Killers, Muse, or U2? Dwayne says The Killers. Hendo says Coldplay. Okay, going once. I just chose another than others. That's fine. I know that sometimes Dwayne and Bruce kind of play off each other. That's for sure. I chose others. Well, guys, the answer is The Killers. So there you go. Those who guessed The Killers would be Dwayne and Unique Sampa. So I actually applied your point. This is perfect. All right. So the next one. Next question. Who performed the song Crazy in Love? Remember, this is back from the 2000s category. So we're basing it on 2000s trivia here today. And the question was, who performed Crazy in Love? Was it A, Rihanna, B, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, or Ashanti? Bruce says Beyonce. Unique Sampa says Beyonce. Everyone's coming. Oh, Hendo says Beyonce. Perfect. And Dwayne says Rihanna. Anyone else want to pipe in before I reveal the wonderful answer? Majority of you are correct. So the question was, who performed Crazy in Love? Was it Rihanna, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, or Ashanti? The correct answer is Beyonce. It featured, it was featuring Jay-Z. It launched her solo career. Got me looking so crazy right now. Crazy in love. Anyways, I'm not a singer, everybody, so I apologize for that thing. But congratulations. We've got a few people on the board here. Sorry, Dwayne. Next question, though. Next question. Which song won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in 2002? The options are being pasted as we speak because I did not paste the full thing. Okay, so the question was, Who sung the song? Which song won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in 2002? Was it Falling, Smooth, You Remind Me, or Survivor? Which song won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in 2002? Falling, Smooth, You Remind Me, or Survivor? Bruce comes in with the first answer. He answers Fallen. Grammy Award Record of the Year in 2002. Dwayne says Falling as well. He said that was his guess. Hendo is coming in with the Jeopardy answer. What is Falling? Are you going to stick with the first answer or the second answer? She says, what is A? And then she said B, or he. Sorry, I'm not going to assume that this is a male or female. So is it Fallen or, oh, you know what? I'm reading that wrong. Everybody's probably looking at the chat and saying, like, what's she talking about? She didn't repeat herself. So Hendo, my apologies. Hendo is what is A, and then came in with B. I'm going to go with your first answer there as your submission. I am she. Perfect. So Hendo says A. Unique Sampa says smooth. And your final answer is B with smooth as well. All right. Looks like Dwayne and Bruce got the point for this one. The answer is Fallen. It's an Alicia Keys record. I keep on falling in and out with you. I figured I'd do that. That's why we have to do the music first, because then we get past me trying to sing and then we can get on to other things. Right, everybody? Hendo, you failed, but that's okay. I mean, there's more questions out there. And you know what? For the people who are actually not getting all of them right, it's no big deal. As long as you're learning something. I'm sure you're learning something. And that's cool. You got to love that. Oh, your son is talking, and you can't give it. See, Bruce is playing. Like, I got a feeling, Bruce, you be a card counter too during poker. Bruce says, I guessed we hadn't had an A yet, right? It's true, actually. I do kind of try to mix it up. Clever duck. You're ahead of me. So the next, Hendo says, I never remember. My mind is everywhere. I am with you. I am with you on that. Truly, I am. The next question is, who sang Bye, Bye, Bye? Was it Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Westlife, or 98 Degrees? Baby, bye, bye, bye. There's your hint. Bye, bye. Da, 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 da. I don't know if you guys can hear me, and I'm really sorry. I guess I'm revved up today. Full of it. So the question was, who sang Bye, Bye, Bye? Bye, bye. I can't not say that when I say the song. I mean, it's a karaoke classic for sure. Okay, so we're getting some answers in here. Backstreet Boys is what Hendo says. NSYNC. Unique Sampa and Dwayne said NSYNC. Who else we got here? And Hendo says, oh no, she's wrong again. Oh, just because other people don't agree with you doesn't mean necessarily that you're the wrong person. And Bruce said 98 Degrees. So the question was, who sang Bye, Bye, Bye? And the answer is NSYNC. The answer is NSYNC. So Dwayne and Unique Sampa, great job. You got that one right. I figured it would be a trick question because I always get Backstreet Boys and NSYNC mixed up. Truly. I do. I always get those mixed up. So it almost got me too. That's why I put it in there, because I got it wrong as well. I got it wrong. Okay, so the next question is, who performed the song Umbrella? Was it Beyonce, Rihanna, Pink, or Destiny's Child? Who performed the song Umbrella? We've got 2 people coming in saying Rihanna, 3 people saying Rihanna. Ooh, wow. Everybody's sweeping the board on this one. Dwayne says Rihanna. Bruce says Rihanna. Unique Sampa said Rihanna. Hendo, you're saying Rihanna. Did you say Rihanna because you saw everybody else say Rihanna? And that's okay. That's okay. Let me have my fun. All of you are absolutely correct on that. So great job. This is the first question that we swept the board with, actually. The answer is Rihanna. It was released in 2007, and it was a defining hit for her, actually. That's what put her on the board. So congrats, everybody. I calculated your points. Your points are written down. I don't type that fast. Copy paste. Well, I mean, pick and choose, right? Like pick and choose. We all do it. If we don't know, we're just kind of like, oh, this guy kind of gets it right most of the time. I'm going to go with that person. It's normal. Next question. Who sang Yeah with an exclamation point? I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Who sang Yeah? All right, I'll say it that way. Who sang Yeah? Nelly, Usher, Ludacris, or T-Pain? Now, guys, I got to say, I don't know who T-Pain is. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that band. T-Pain. Doesn't sound like a band I'd really like to get into, to be honest. I don't need a reminder. The title sounds too much like my life. Total pain. Total pain. So who sang the song Yeah? Was it Nelly, Usher, Ludacris, or T-Pain? Hendo's come in with Usher. Unique Sampa says Ludacris. Bruce says Usher. And Dwayne says Ludacris. Anybody else here want to take a shot? Who sang the song Yeah? Was it Nelly, Usher, Ludacris, or T-Pain? Dwayne guessed last at Ludacris, and going once, going twice. All right. The actual answer is Usher. So I gave the points to Hendo, and I gave the points. Actually, you were the only one that got that right. Oh no, Bruce. Bruce, I also gave you a point for that. My apologies. Again, I don't know who T-Pain is. Does anybody here on this forum know who T-Pain is? Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question. Who sang In the End? Now, again, we're pulling music from the 2000s. Who sang the song In the End? Was it Green Day, Evanescence, Linkin Park, or Limp Bizkit? Maybe if you hear the song, yeah, it's true. You should tune in. Actually, it's going to have to. I'm going to try for it next Sunday because Sunday after that I'm going to be away for a while. But tune in for the for next week's, because next week's we're actually going to have a lot of interactive trivia, but it's going to be via your phone live. So that'll be fun. And you'll actually hear and be able to draw things on your phone and then compete with other people to see whose drawing is better. And it's going to be fun. Super interactive. So again, going back to the question, who sang In the End? Was it Green Day, Evanescence, Linkin Park, or Limp Bizkit? Hendo Pomeranian says a Linkin Park. Bruce said, sorry, I had to go back and forth there. Bruce says Limp Bizkit. Dwayne says Limp Bizkit. And Hendo says cool to my announcement of next week's possible trivia day. It's going to be really interactive, I hope. Although I like this interaction too. I just wish I could see all of your faces and we could all talk to one another. That'd be nice too. Okay, so it looks like we got our answers locked in here. So who sang In the End? The actual answer was Linkin Park. Great job, Hendo. You got that one correct. The answer was C, Linkin Park. Oh, and the door's being opened by Sam right now. Fantastic. The one I said earlier was the bane of my existence, but I love dearly. Okay, so great job on that one. I guess it's working. Hey, I said I was going to bump up the difficulty, so this is good. The next question is, which artist released the song Complicated? Was it Alanis Morissette, Avril Lavigne, Feist, or Nelly Furtado? Who or which artist, sorry, released the song Complicated? Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? Is it A, B, C, or D? Bruce says it was Nelly Furtado. Bruce says D. Hendo says Avril Lavigne. Why you gotta make things so complicated? Avril Lavigne it's in between Avril Lavigne and Nelly Furtado right now for the answer. Dwayne has come in and said D, which is Nelly Furtado. How about you, Unique Sampa? What do you think? Do you think it's one of the people? Do you think it's Nelly Furtado or do you think it's Avril Lavigne? That's the consensus on the board here. I will hint and say that it's a Canadian. It's a Canadian singer who sang this song, Complicated. So, going once, going twice. Unique Sampa, sorry that you weren't able to weigh in here, but the correct answer is Avril Lavigne. We received one answer there. Hendo, I think you've been holding back. I think you're playing the whole like hustler thing. Oh, I'm not that good at this. Ha ha ha. And then sweep the board. I think you're hustling us. I do. But good job on getting the answer right. All right, guys. Next question in the 2000s category. We're getting close to the end of the music side of it. So the next question is, who released Hey Ya? Hey Ya. Who released that? Was it Outkast, Black Eyed Peas, Maroon 5, or Destiny's Child? I like Avril as well, Hendo. Haven't seen too much from her lately, though. But then again, once you make the money, and they pressure you so much, right? Like if you have a hit, they're like, oh, you've got to get another album out immediately. And then the quality goes down as a result of the demand I find with music. So the question was, who released Hey Ya? Was it Outkast, Black Eyed Peas, Maroon 5, or Destiny's Child? Hendo comes in and says that it is Black Eyed Peas. Dwayne says the same thing. Bruce says Destiny's Child. And Hendo says it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. It is a lot of pressure. What she's referring to is what I just said, with musicians. They get a hit and then all of a sudden like the world needs more and more and more and the quality goes down. That's how I feel. That's how I feel happened to Avril Lavigne. She became a glam girl when she was really a skater girl the whole time. So, asking the question again, who released Hey Ya? Was it Outkast, Black Eyed Peas, Maroon 5, or Destiny's Child? And I'm really sorry to say, everyone, you all got it incorrect. The answer is Outkast. It's a crossover between funk, pop, and classic. Yeah. So sorry. That was a trick question. It was Outkast that formed that song. Okay, so moving on to the very next song from the 2000s. Who sang Since You've Been Gone? Since You've Been Gone. So the question is, who sang Since You've Been Gone? And the options are Pink, Kelly Clarkson, Michelle Branch, or Gwen Stefani. Who sang Since You've Been Gone? Pink, Kelly Clarkson, Michelle Branch, or Gwen Stefani? First answer in, Kelly Clarkson. Bruce says Gwen Stefani. See what the others say. Who sang Since You've Been Gone? Was it Pink, Kelly Clarkson, Michelle Branch, or Gwen Stefani? I'll give a couple more seconds here for people to weigh in. Dwayne says Kelly Clarkson. We have 2 for Kelly Clarkson and 1 for Gwen Stefani. Going once, going twice. Sold. Okay, the actual answer is Kelly Clarkson. Congratulations, Hendo and Dwayne. You got that correct. Bruce, quick question. No slight against you, but is 2000s music just not your thing? Because you've been blowing it out of the park with music. Is it 2000s? Did I get you? Because I've been trying. I've been trying. All right, so the next question we will ask with regards to music from the 2000s in multiple choice. Okay, so the question is, who released the song Gold Digger? Well, I don't know if she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke things. Who released the song Gold Digger? Was it Jay-Z, Kanye West, NAS, or Drake? I prefer the 70s and 80s. Noted. I prefer the 70s and 80s as well, to be perfectly honest with you. But there's a few artists from the 2000s that were worth mentioning. Like, I like Coldplay. Linkin Park. I like Linkin Park from the 2000s. Eminem. I enjoyed some of his music. I enjoyed Tupac as well. I liked his the lyrics in his music. Sometimes I couldn't get through the music he had with it, but if you actually just read his music, it's actually really good. It's a good writer. So the question, everyone, was who released Gold Digger? The options were Jay-Z, Kanye West, NAS, or Drake. First person to come in was with Kanye West. Bruce says Drake. Dwayne says Kanye West, and Hendo weighed in and said they prefer the 80s and 90s music instead. I think for me, I have an eclectic taste for sure. Like, I like music from the 30s, all the ways up, maybe even earlier. It all depends. I think the only thing I really don't like is, or at least I can't tolerate over long periods of time, is country music. I don't know what it is, but it puts me in a mood. It really does. If it's more than 1 or 2 running in a row, ugh. God help us all. It's like smelling something you can't stand that triggers you. That's what country music does to me. So getting back to it, who released the Gold Digger? Jay-Z, Kanye West, NAS, or Drake? The correct answer, everyone, is Kanye West. So it looks like we have Hendo got that correct. Dwayne got that correct. Okay. I'm glad I'm entertaining you here. I don't like country music, Hendo. I don't. It was actually pointed out last week as well when I was asking questions about country music. Somebody called me out. They're like, "You don't like country music." No, I don't, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about it. Right? It's not like I can't talk about it. Okay, so the next question is, who sang Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Was it Blink 182? Was it Green Day, The Offspring, or the Fall Out Boy? Who sang Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Some country, like, I don't mind Hendo while we're waiting for the answers to come in here. Some country music I don't mind. Like, there's some things of like Kenny Rogers, the classics, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash. I do enjoy a good Johnny Cash. Those kind of artists I can tolerate. But Neil Diamond, Willie Nelson, don't mind them. It's the people these days. just screaming and whining about nothing. First world problems with a pre-made track in the background. That's not music. So again, getting back to it after my little rant about country music. Who sang Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Blink 182, Green Day, The Offspring, or The Fall Out Boy? Got some answers in here. Let's see. Blink 182, you said, sorry, Blink 182. Hendo, you said Blink 182. And Bruce said Fall Out Boy. Hendo agrees with me that Dolly is good. I agree. And yeah, and she mentions all the AI songs as well. Older country I like, Dwayne says. I'm not into newer stuff. I'm not into newer stuff either, but it looks like I only have, maybe I'm missing something here. Just one sec. Let me scroll up through because I want to see if everybody answered that question. Oh, going to hide current comment. Okay, don't listen to country music. Dwayne said Green Day on that one. Where's the other? For some reason, yeah, okay. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. The only person here that said the answer to that question, I was just making sure I didn't miss anyone here because I did last week. I missed an answer. Shame on me. On someone who did answer. The only one who got that question correct was Dwayne. It's Green Day. So who sang Boulevard of Broken Dreams? It was Green Day. It was from the album American Idiot. Good song. I like that whole album, actually. By Green Day. Don't want to be an American idiot. That's not the song, but it is one of the songs from the album. Okay, so the next question is, everybody, who released Hollaback Girl? I ain't no hollaback girl. Few times I've been around that track. Am I talking about Trump? I'm going to let that pass. I'm going to silently laugh at it. Oh, no, well, I'm going to outwardly laugh at your comment, Bruce. All right, so the question was, who released Hollaback Girl? Right? So the options were Fergie, Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, or Pink. I must have missed something between Bruce and Dwayne with regards to Trump and the Bush era. It's okay. I'll let y'all track what you're saying to each other. So the question was, who released Hollaback Girl? Was it Fergie, Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, or Pink? Dwayne is guessing Fergie. Hendo guessed Gwen Stefani. And Bruce guessed Pink. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? Question was, who released Hollaback Girl? The options were Fergie, Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, and Pink. And the actual answer is Gwen Stefani. So congratulations, Hendo. You got that one correct as well. Hustler. Everybody, we have a hustler in here. We have a hustler. That was actually, incidentally, if anybody wants to know, Hollaback Girl was her first solo #1 hit. When she left No Doubt. That was her first solo #1 hit. Okay. This is a good one. I don't know. I almost feel like I should sing it to you. So the song, it's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you. Nope, that is not how that song goes. Okay. Oh, well. Failed attempt, everybody. Okay. The phrase, it's been a long time, I shouldn't have left you, opens which song? Was it called Lose Yourself, My Name Is, Without Me, or Stan? So again, the question is, I'm only messing with you, Hendo. I don't really think you're a hustler. I just love it when people come in here and mix it up a bit too. So, just pointing that out. The other players right now are going, oh, Hendo got me again. Got me again. Okay, I don't see any answers come. Okay, good. Bruce has put in his answer. The question was, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Opens up to which song? Lose Yourself, My Name Is, Without Me, or Stan? Okay, we've got two people in here. Three, there you go. Dwayne is in there as well. Bruce says Stan, Hendo says Without Me, and Dwayne says Without Me. Yeah, okay, looks like that's that. So the question was, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Was the beginning of what song? Lose Yourself, My Name Is, Without Me, or Stan? And the correct answer is Without Me. C. It's an iconic opening from one of Eminem's songs. So congrats on the two that got that one correct. Gonna move on here. We got Hendo and Dwayne that got that one correct. Okay, so guess what, guys? Guess what? We've gotten to the end of the music category. So right now we're going to move on into, and congrats to those, noted on the types of music that you all have acknowledged you like. It sounds like we've got a pretty even forum here. I know Dwayne really likes 70s to, any kind of music from the 70s up. I know Bruce does. I know that Hendo now does, so that's great. Next time I'll see if I can challenge you on some really hard questions from that era. So are you ready to move on to what Dwayne says is his weakest category? Biology. And Dwayne, I'm going to tell on you. Yesterday when I told Dwayne what categories I was covering, I mentioned biology, and he struggled in high school on that category. So let's see what the rest of you think about my biology pop quiz today. So, okay. It's basically about waking up the brain, right? Now that we've woke up the brain with some music categories, I'm going to ease you into a bit more of a difficult category. And then we're going to get into world history after that, which I have bumped up the ante and made even more difficult for today. So we'll wake up our brains. This is nothing crazy, just enough science to remind us if we paid attention in school or not, or if we didn't, right? So we ready? So the first question is coming out now. Okay. So, which organelle is responsible for producing energy, which is also referred to as ATP, in the cell? So I'll repeat the question. Which organelle is responsible for producing energy in the cell? Is it the nucleus, the ribosome, mitochondria, or the Golgi apparatus? There you go, Dwayne. You've got we've got Dave finally piping in for the day. That's good. Hello, the Dive Sports. So the question was, which organelle is responsible for producing energy in the cell? Is it the nucleus, the ribosome, mitochondria, or the Golgi apparatus? We've got a lot of people piping in here. Dave says mitochondria. Bruce says the nucleus. Dwayne says mitochondria. And Hendo says the Golgi apparatus. Sorry, we've got a lot of people who've weighed in here on this one. So the actual correct answer is mitochondria. So I gave that to you both. I gave it to Dave and I gave it to Dwayne. Congratulations. Mitochondria generates the ATP through cellular respiration. There you go. Okay. Next biology/science related question. They'll get better, you guys. I'm using a lot of acronyms in some of them. So the next question is, which molecule carries genetic instructions from DNA to the ribosome? Is it the tRNA, the rRNA, the mRNA, or DNA polymerase? See what you guys say. Is it A, B, C, or D? The tRNA, the rRNA, the mRNA. M for messenger RNA is what Dave says. So Dave says C. Hendo says D. tRNA, rRNA. I'll ask the question again. Which molecule carries? It's a key word there. It's an operative word in that question. Which molecule carries genetic instructions from DNA to the ribosome? Bruce says the tRNA, and Dwayne is guessing D. So the actual answer is the mRNA, and Dave is correct. It's the messenger RNA that carries the code needed to build all of those proteins. So it is the mRNA. C, final answer. Good job, Dave. I put you down on the board. Okay, so the next question. Let me know if you guys don't like these questions or not, because I can flip over into a new category if you need me to. If I'm boring you, that is. Hendo. She says she's lost. Don't be, my dear. They're not all going to be like acronymized like I just had that one, I promise you. Which type of cell division produces gametes, which is sperm and eggs? Oh, you're lost as well. Should I switch? Should I just like bypass the? You know what? I'll bypass some of the questions here that are like you have to be a doctor to answer, and I have some easier questions about biology as well. I just wanted to test y'all out. You're not liking it, by the sounds of it, you're not liking it. So which type of division? Which type of cell division produces gametes? Is it mitosis, binary fission, meiosis, or cytokinesis? And the correct answer is meiosis. Who got that one, guys? Hendo got it. Hustler. Hendo the Hustler. That's what we're going to call you. I'm only joking around, by the way. Dwayne says he has no idea. And Dave says this is grade 10 level. We have to think back. Yeah, I know. It is grade 10 level. That's what I said at the very intro of it. Is like, let's test out to see what we paid attention to in high school. Binary fission is what Bruce has come back with. Good. I'm glad that you laughed at that, Hendo, because I don't think you're a hustler, honestly. I'm just messing around with you. But Hendo, guess what? You're the only one that got it right. It is meiosis. Meiosis halves the chromosome number. There you go. Good job. Meiosis. Hendo's, you're doing a pretty great job here. Yeah, I'd laugh too. And Bruce says he didn't do that at grammar school. Yeah, I did biology and I did chemistry and all that, and I enjoyed both actually, but it's not for everybody. Dwayne says I did grade 10 almost 40 years ago. It was different, and I can't remember that far back. I can't remember, like, I can remember me being in my biology classroom, and Mr. Greek was his name. I didn't like him too much. He also taught chemistry. But yeah, I remember those parts, but I don't remember anything he said. It kind of like, when I think back now, it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher, you know, like wah, 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 wah. And I'm pretty sure that's what I was hearing when he was teaching us as well. He wasn't a good teacher. He did not engage. True that. Yeah, see, he knows. He knows who Mr. Greek is. Or maybe, I'm going to read Dave's comment here. You may not remember learning about mitosis, but I'm sure you remember doing it. And Dwayne says, true that. Yes, absolutely. That's good. That's good, Dave. Okay, so the next question for everyone. Which blood cells are primarily responsible for fighting infection? Is it red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells, or plasma? Question is, which blood cells are primarily responsible for fighting infection? Is it the red blood cells, the platelets, white blood cells, or plasma? Dave came in and Hendo came in with white blood cells. Who else wants to take a stab at the dark on finding out which blood cells are primarily responsible for fighting infection? Bruce says red blood cells, and Dwayne says white blood cells. Okay, looks like I have the 4 players have tapped in on the game here. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Who answered white blood cells? You are correct. They identify and destroy pathogens. That's what white blood cells do. And not to get gross, but some of that scabbing and pus that comes out of your wounds, that's white blood cells. That clear, that clear liquid that comes out, that's white blood cells. Which structure controls what enters the leaves? What? Sorry, guys. I think I got ahead of myself there. Which structure controls what enters and leaves the cell? I was just reading it incorrectly. So the choices are, is it a cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, or the nucleus? So which structure controls what enters and leaves the cell? Dave says membranes. I'm assuming you mean B, the cell membrane. Bruce says B as well. Hendo says cytoplasm, and Dwayne says B as well. All right, guys, let me look at my tally here. Yep, I've got everybody. Perfect. Well, so guys, which structure controls what enters and leaves the cell? Is it the cell wall, the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, or the nucleus? And the correct answer is the cell membrane. So we have Dave and Bruce and Dwayne with the correct answer on that one. Sorry, Hendo. I know you probably intentionally threw that one so that I didn't think you were a hustler. It's all good. It's what I would have done as well. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next question. Which hormone helps regulate blood sugar levels by lowering glucose? So which hormone helps regulate blood sugar levels by lowering glucose? Is it glucagon, insulin, adrenaline, or cortisol? Okay. Bruce comes in with insulin. Hendo says insulin. Dave says insulin. And we usually have to wait a little bit for Dwayne because there is definitely a delay to Newfoundland. At least I can say it's consistent. He's not BSing. I really do think that there's a real delay in Newfoundland. Like by the time I'm finishing this sentence and you all hear it, this is when Dwayne will actually hear the question. There he is. And Dwayne pipes in with insulin. Tell me if I'm wrong, Dwayne. Tell me if I'm wrong. All right, that you guys swept the board on that one. That was something everybody knew. The actual answer is indeed insulin. Insulin allows cells to absorb glucose. So congrats, everybody. I put a point down for all of you on that one. That was our second question that we asked tonight that everyone got correct. Pretty sure most of you will get this one correct. I'd be surprised. So the next question is, which scientist developed the theory of evolution by natural selection? So which scientist developed the theory of evolution by natural selection? Is it Gregor Mendel, Charles Darwin, Louis Pasteur, or Alfred Wegener? Dave has come in and said that it is Darwin, and so has Bruce. Bruce thinks it's Darwin as well. Hendo says Charles Darwin, and Dwayne says Charles Darwin. Awesome. You all have it correct. So Darwin proposed natural selection for sure. I was hoping that everyone was going to get that one correct. Getting back to the comment that Dwayne had put in here, he said, I'm thinking there's about 30-second difference from what I'm seeing typed and what you're actually saying. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Makes it hard, but he's a good brother. He's here anyways. He's helping me out by giving me watch hours, by watching my streams. So kudos to you, Dwayne. Kudos to you. And all of you for that matter. Okay, so good job, everybody. That was Charles Darwin. So the next question is, which organ system transport oxygen throughout the body? I told you I was going to give you a little bit of an easier choice here, and no acronyms and all of that kind of stuff. So the question is, which organ system transports oxygen throughout the body? Is it the respiratory system, the digestive system, circulatory system, or the nervous system? Pretty sure I'm going to get a flood of correct answers on this one too. He is a good brother, Hendo, definitely. And Hendo has come in with the first answer on that one. Which organ system transports oxygen throughout the body? Is it the respiratory system, the digestive system, the circulatory system, or the nervous system? Some days I feel like I'm completely made up of nervous systems because I'm shaking like a leaf. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Well, that was a major geek moment on my part. That was worse than a dad joke, I think. Yeah, I didn't land that. I'm going to say that to myself before you guys say it in the group. Like, I did not land that joke. Not at all. It was lame. It was worse than lame. So getting back to it. All right. So which organ system transports oxygen throughout the body? Hendo says the respiratory system. Bruce says the circulatory system. Dave says the respiratory system. Dwayne says the respiratory system. And you are all absolutely, except for one, sorry. The actual answer to the question is C, the circulatory system. So the question was, which organ system transport oxygen throughout the body? A lot of you did go to the respiratory system, but it's the circulatory system. Blood carries oxygen to the tissues. So there you go. Brings it all throughout the body. The respiratory system only brings it through the lungs, like from here, nose, here, down, back up. And sometimes if you fart. Is that part of the respiratory system? I'm not sure, but it certainly is movement of oxygen. So sorry, guys, that was a trick question. It's the circulatory system. The blood carries the oxygen to the tissues. Okay, so the next question, which part of a neuron receives incoming signals? Okay. Before I repeat this question, sorry, I just saw Bruce's answer. When we toot, what system is that part of? And Bruce says the exhaust system. So I think that's funny. I thought that I would read that aloud so that people who are watching this live later, when it gets posted, knows exactly what you said there, Bruce. Dave says that would be digestive because it's methane, not oxygen. I demonstrate this every morning. He's definitely exercising the exhaust system every morning. Oh, you did get that right. You are correct. I put a point down for you, Mr. Bruce. My apologies. Like I said at the beginning of it, if I miss it, call it out. I will be more than happy to put a point down. The next question, though, which part of a neuron receives incoming signals? Which part of a neuron receives incoming signals? Is it the axon, the dendrite, the myelin sheath, or the synapse? While I'm waiting, I'm reading up here, and Hendo had said, oh, I lost it. It's someone else. Hendo. Okay, so we're getting answers in now. So which part of a neuron receives incoming signals? The Dwayne came in and said the synapse, so did Bruce, so did Dave, and Hendo says the myelin sheath. The actual correct answer is not on the board here. I'm surprised. It is the dendrite. Dendrites receive signals from other neurons. Sorry, guys, I'm not giving a point to you on that one. That's the first one that everyone got wrong. Funny enough. Funny enough. Oh, your phone. I can read. I'm pretty quick at deciphering the word being what you meant. I mean, if it's super silly, I'll probably laugh and point it out, but I'll always understand ish what you're saying. The next question for everyone is, which molecule stores genetic information? Which molecule stores genetic information? Is it RNA, protein, DNA, or the lipid? I think it's lipid, actually. Which molecule stores genetic information? Getting some answers in here. Hendo says DNA. Bruce says DNA. Which molecule stores genetic information? Still missing a couple of participants here. I'm going to let it go a couple more seconds. Oh, there we go. Dwayne has piped in and he has said DNA as well. Going once, going twice. Dave says, you said lipid right the first time, which is just a fat. So the answer is A and B. Dave says it's RNA and protein. Which molecule stores genetic information, everybody? It is absolutely DNA. So Hendo, Bruce, and Dwayne, you got that one correct. DNA contains hereditary instructions for all of us. So that was the correct answer. Good job. We're almost at the end of biology, so that should make you guys happy. And then we're going to get into world history after that. And again, I bumped it up a little harder this time, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. So the next question is, which process allows traits to become more common in a population over time? Which process allows traits to become more common in a population over time? Guys, I'm really sorry if the copy paste here is showing the letters a little too closely. My apologies. And Dave says that this is a trick question. Which process allows traits to become more common in a population over time? Is it mutation, genetic drift, natural selection, or gene flow? Hendo says genetic drift. Dwayne says the gene flow. Bruce said the genetic drift as well. And Dave said, I would say technically mutation. Okay, well, we got everybody who has weighed in. I am sorry to say, wait a minute. What is trait? My English is bad. Trait. Traits to become more common, like, I don't know, blue eyes, the way that the nose is, the way your ears look. Traits. You know, like my brown hair is a trait. There you go. So, which process allows traits to become more common in a population over time? Is it mutation, genetic drift, natural selection, and gene flow? I can actually, yeah, exactly. Exactly like Dave had said down below, a trait equals a characteristic thing about you, i.e., my hair. I have blue eyes, that kind of stuff. There you go. I'm glad you see. I told you if you just come on here on Sunday, you'll definitely learn something. Whether or not it's something you wanted to learn, but you will definitely learn something. So getting back to the question, sorry, you guys. Some of them you guys were close, but it was a trick question. Absolutely. The correct answer is natural selection. Advantageous traits increase in frequency with natural selection. Dave's probably downstairs right now, like steaming. He didn't get that one right. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next question. The next question is, which organ helps filter waste from the blood and produce urine? Is it the liver? Is it kidneys, your bladder, or the pancreas? Which organ helps filter waste from the blood and produce urine? Bruce has come in with kidney, same with Hendo. Dwayne said kidney. So the question was, I should put that on the screen. Which organ helps filter waste from the blood and produce urine? We've got 3 people that have come in so far to say kidney. The other options were liver, bladder, and pancreas. We've got pretty much a swept board here on kidney, so we will go with answering. Oh, Dave just came in. The liver, blood filtration, right? Not what you are drinking. So which organ helps filter waste from the blood and produce urine? The correct answer is your kidneys. Kidneys remove waste and regulate fluids. So I gave that point to everyone here except for Dave. He said liver. Okay, so great job. See, I told you this was going to be a little bit more engaging of questions from the acronyms I was throwing at you guys earlier. So apologies for that if that scared you off. Okay, so the next question is, which substance gives plants their green color? Is it carotene, chlorophyll, melanin, or keratin? Which substance gives plants their green color? Keratin, chlorophyll, melanin, or keratin? Bruce says chlorophyll. Dave says that my last answer, keratin, is contentious, but the current answer is chlorophyll. Okay, so we have 2 that say chlorophyll. Hendo says melanin. And Dwayne says chlorophyll. So I see we have another person on here. The question was, which substance gives their plants their green color? We're playing some trivia here, and we're almost at the end of biology section right now. It's trivia. A lot of people are doing really good, I would say. There's a lot of people who have a lot of points on the board here, so that's pretty great. So the question again was, which substance gives plants their green color? Is it the keratin, chlorophyll, melanin, or keratin? Generally, everybody here came across the board with the correct answer, and the correct answer was chlorophyll. There you go, guys. Chlorophyll. It absorbs light for photosynthesis. It's also used for many other things, but it is what gives the leaf its color. So the next question is, which part of the cell contains DNA? Is it the cytoplasm, cell membrane, the nucleus, or the ribosome? Which part of the cell contains DNA? Cytoplasm, cell membrane, the nucleus, or the ribosome? Got a couple answers coming in here. Dave says the nucleus. Dwayne says the nucleus. Bruce says nucleus. Hendo says nucleus. It's pretty much sweeping it right across the board there with all the questions, with the answers, hey? So, okay, so which part of the cell contains DNA? The actual answer is nucleus. Great job, everybody. Here's the third question that all of you have swept the board and gotten correct. Nucleus is the genetic material. Your genetic material is stored in your nucleus, and that is why it contains DNA. So great job on that one. All right, last question in the biology category, and then we're going to move on to a different category, which is world history. So the last question in this category is, which structure connects muscles to bones? Which structure connects muscles to bones? Is it the ligament, the tendon, the cartilage, or the joint? Which structure connects muscles to bones? Is it your ligament, your tendon, a cartilage, or joint? I know that I have this thing ripped away from my wrist and my ankles and my knees and my hip and everything else over the years. Takes a long time for it to heal, that's for sure. We've got some answers coming in here. So the question was, which structure connects muscles to bones? Is it the ligament, tendon, cartilage, or joint? Generally, everybody here is coming in at ligament. And Hendo said, I haven't heard one word of this. Sorry, Hendo. I'll repeat the question. Oh, you got it. Okay, good. And Hendo did come in with ligament. Dave says, now I'm going to practice my chemistry and bake some bread since someone ate the loaf. Yes, my dogs ate my loaf of bread today, everybody. It was a brand new loaf of bread. It was sourdough as well. I'm pretty disappointed. No sandwich for me today. So the question was, which structure connects the muscles to the bone? The actual answer is tendon, everyone. The tendons transmit force from the muscle to the bone. So I'm sorry to say that is the second nobody got the answer right sweep. So I won that one. Maybe that's what I should do next time, is like make questions so hard that if you don't get it, I get a point. That's how I can play. You have a loaf of bread. I'll thank Hendo. Appreciate it. I'll be over in a minute to pick it up. That was good of Dave to join in with us today. So I really appreciate that. All right, let's get into our world history. Actually, I'm going to fill the void because my world history questions have dropped off my script. So just one moment, guys. I will look that up. But so far, so good. Let me do a bit of a tally here. I want to see who is ahead. All right, so far, the person ahead, and I'm telling you, the points are very, very close here. The person ahead right now is Hendo. Hendo, you are ahead by 1 point. Bruce, you are not last. You were second last. But again, it's not that bad. The what do you call it? I think the beginning of the biology questions. No, the music from the 2000s set you back this time, unfortunately. All right, Hendo says that now that we're getting into the world history side of things, that she's going to drop off the map soon. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So I have my history questions in front of me. All right, everybody, take a deep breath, because this is honestly where things get serious. There's wars and borders and moments that actually shape the world that we live in that I'm going to cover this afternoon. So let's see. Let's see if you know how the world is formed the way it currently is. Generally, it's through war, as we know, usually. All right, so the first history question is, which treaty officially ended World War? I'm going to warm up because I know I've asked this question once before. Which treaty officially ended World War I? Was it the Treaty of Paris, the Treaty of Versailles, the Treaty of Trianon, or the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk? And again, I knew I was going to get jabbed by Dave for repeating a question I've asked in the past. That's why I said in the beginning, yes, I know I've asked this question, Mr. Fafara. And everybody is coming across the board. It's a clean sweep, honestly. Good job, guys. It definitely is. It's the Treaty of Versailles. It was signed in 1919. It formally ended World War I between Germany and the Allied powers. So great job on that one. Everyone got that one right. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I know I asked that question once before, so I apologize. It's only really Dave that seems to be offended by that one. Okay, so the very next question. Which country gained independence from British rule in 1947? So which country gained independence from British rule in 1947? Was it Pakistan? Was it India? Was it Sri Lanka? Or was it Burma? Dave comes in with India. Dwayne says India. Bruce says India, and Hendo says India. Well, guys, you are all correct in this one. Good job. That is the fourth, I believe, clean sweep between all of you. The actual answer is India. Independence was gained in 1947 and also led to the partition that created Pakistan. More so for religious reasons. Remember, I just said that. 1947, Pakistan was created for religious reasons. The dogs have opened up the door and there's bad noise going on in the background. I'll be right back. I need to close that door. There you go. I'm back. Okay. So the question, okay, everybody got that right. I did write it down. Perfect. So next question. The end of which war directly led to the creation of Israel in 1948? Pasting it on the board now. And there you go. The end of which war was directly led to the creation of Israel in 1948? Was it World War I, World War II, the Cold War, or the Six-Day War? Look down at the answers right now. So David has come in first with saying that it was World War I. Dwayne says World War I. Oh, correction. Dwayne says World War II. Bruce says World War II. Hendo says World War II. No. And we have a new joiner in the room. Awesome. Good day, Rude. I think it's Garami, 6738. I'm going to put you down as rude, but I don't think you're rude. So Rude says World War II as well. And Dave, I said 2 as well. That's 2 I for you. Yes, I know. I corrected myself earlier, but thanks, Dave, for pointing it out again. Yeah. So the question was, in the end of which war was directly led to the creation of Israel in 1948? And the correct answer is absolutely, everyone. You all got that one correct. It is World War II. So during the post-war geopolitical changes and the Holocaust led to the UN partition plan, and it happened during World War II. So great job, everyone. I'm impressed that you got all of that right. Okay, so we'll move on to the very next question. So question 34 out of 45. We're getting there. Next question. Which treaty dissolved the Austro-Hungarian Empire? So which treaty dissolved the Austro-Hungarian Empire? The Treaty of Versailles, the Treaty of Saint-Germain, the Treaty of Trianon, or the Treaty of Lausanne? Dwayne has come in first with an answer, and he believes it is the Treaty of Trianon. The Treaty of Trianon. So which treaty dissolved the Austro-Hungarian Empire? Was it the Treaty of Versailles, the Treaty of Saint-Germain, Treaty of Trianon, or the Treaty of Lausanne? Dwayne came in with Charlie, which is the Treaty of Trianon. Bruce says Saint-Germain. Hendo says the Trianon. Dave says A with a question mark. He's wondering if it's the Versailles. And Ruth came in with Saint-Germain as well. And right now, the correct answer, everyone, is the Treaty of Saint-Germain. So we've got Ruth and Bruce that got those correct. It dismantled the Austria-Hungary and created several new Central European states. So that's what it was. Great job, everybody. Thought I was bumping it up a little bit. And I'm glad that you guys aren't discouraged by it. This is fantastic. I have a very smart following, it seems. So the next question, South Sudan became the world's newest country in which year? Was it 2005, 2008, 2011, or 2014? South Sudan, when did they become the world's newest country? South Sudan became the world's newest country in which year? 2005, 2008, 2011, or 2014? Everybody's coming in pretty much on top of one another here. Rude Garami says 2014, as well as Bruce. Bruce says 2014. David came in at 2011. Hendo says 2008. And Dwayne guessed at 2011 as well. Well, guys, the correct answer is 2011. It is C, 2011. Independence followed a referendum ending a decades-old civil war. So there you go. The more you learn. Hendo said she had no idea. Some of us didn't either. I actually had to do some research on that one because when I chose that question, I wanted to be able to speak about it a little, just in case. So the next question. Which war ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783? I'm going to wait on that one. Dwayne says he guessed his, well, I mean, you guessed right, Dwayne, so that's good. And Dave said that record is going to be broken soon. I don't know what record he's referring to, but I'm sure he's just trying to bait me. Okay, so which war ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783? Was it the 7 Years' War, American Revolutionary War, the Napoleonic Wars, or the War of 1812? Rude came in first with the first answer and said the American Revolution. Hendo says the American Revolutionary War. Dave said the Franco-Prussian. That's not in there. Dwayne said Charlie, which is the Napoleonic War, and Bruce said the Napoleonic Wars. Dave said definitely just not D. Well, Dave, sorry, you are correct. It's definitely not D. The actual answer is the American Revolutionary War. So those who got that right, congratulations. I believe it was Rude. Hendo got it correct. And that was that. So good job. The treaty was recognized. The treaty recognized the independence of the United States. That's where it. That's what the American Revolutionary War unraveled. So there you go. We got a couple people who got that one correct. So I'm happy about that. Let's move on to the next question and see if you can get this one. So the next question is, how many independent countries emerged from the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991? How many independent countries emerged from the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991? Was it 10, 12, 15, or 18 countries? Independent countries emerging from the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. How many? Was it 10, 12, 15, or 18? We have a couple of answers coming in here. Bruce says 12. Dave says it depends on who you ask. Correct. Hendo says 12 as well. Dwayne says he's guessing at 10. Hendo's laughing at David. It all depends on who you ask, they say. Rude says C, which is 15, and David answered at 10. That's a pretty good mixture all around the board there. The actual answer is, one moment. Yep, Dwayne had piped in there. Sorry, Dwayne, I just don't want to miss you. The actual answer, everyone, is 15. There are 15 former Soviet republics that became sovereign nations. So there you go. Hendo, is it another thing you learned today? That's my question. It's my question to you, Hendo. But great job, everybody. So the next question. All right, let's see who gets this one. Which conflict ended with the Korean Armistice Agreement in 1953? Which conflict ended with the Korean Armistice Agreement in 1953? Was it the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Sino-Japanese War, or the Cold War? Hendo said, yes, Hendo was saying they were learning something, but they have forgotten about it already. You're kind of like Doug from Up, squirrel. I only have so much space left. That's what I tell people. It's like, I only have so much space left in my head. I've heard and said so much in my lifetime that, it's kind of all taken up there. And I have to purge things in order to get things back in there. And sometimes I don't like to throw things out unnecessarily. So therefore, it's hard for me to absorb things. That's my argument every time. I mean, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But okay, reverting back to why we're here today. Which conflict ended with the Korean Armistice Agreement in 1953? So the options were the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Sino-Japanese War, or the Cold War. Got a lot of chat going on here. For some reason, it won't let me scroll back up to your chats. There we go. Okay. Rude came in with the Korean War. I wonder how we got that. Dwayne also says the Korean War. Bruce says the Sino-Japanese War. It didn't end, but the Korean War is what Dave has come in with. Hendo says the Korean War. Dave said it was only really a ceasefire, so it's not really there. And Hendo proposes to me that overflowing here in my head with ADHD. I think we all got a little touch of it. We were talking about ADHD last week as well, actually. Seems to be a popular topic. So again, guys, I wrote down your point. The correct answer is definitely it's the Korean War. So congratulations to those who got that one correct. I know Dwayne and let's see, B. Okay. Hendo got it correct. Dave got it correct. Dwayne got it correct. And I'm pretty sure Rude got it correct as well, but it's not showing in my chat anymore. All right. So next question. That's great, guys. We're almost at the end, unfortunately. So next question. Which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce in 1993? Which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce in 1993? Your options are Slovenia, Slovakia, Croatia, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. So again, the question was, which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce in 1993? Dwayne's coming in, guessing at Slovakia. Rude says Slovakia. Bruce says Croatia. Which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce in 1993? Hendo comes in at Croatia as well. Ooh, we got a 50-50 split here. Dave says Croatia. They all split in 1993. The key part of that question was which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce. That's why it's in quotations specifically. I know that they all split in 1993, but there was only one of them in those four answers that actually resulted from the Velvet Divorce. David is re-guessing his answer. There you go. He was picking up what I was laying down in the quotation marks there, the Velvet Divorce. So guys, I'm pretty happy to say that most of you got that one correct. Most of you got that correct. Which country emerged from the Velvet Divorce in 1993? And it was indeed Slovakia. So congrats to those who guessed Slovakia. Hendo says Blue Velvet and Blue Velvet. And Dave says, it used to be Czechoslovakia. We got the Czech Republic and Slovakia. You are correct. Slovakia. So Czechoslovakia split peacefully into two nations is what happened there during the Velvet Divorce. All right. Great job, everybody. So question number 40. We have 5 left. Okay. So the next question is the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648 ended which war? Did it end the 100 Years' War, the 30 Years' War, the War of Spanish Succession, or the Napoleonic War? We mentioned the Napoleonic War earlier. So the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648 ended which war? Rude has come in and said that it was the 30 Years' War. And same with Hendo. Hendo says the same thing, 30 Years' War. Dave says the 100 Years' War. And Bruce has come in with the 30-year war. How about you, Dwayne? I haven't seen your name pop up yet. There he is. Dwayne says the Napoleonic War. Okay. Wasn't really a trick question. However, the majority of you did get it right. The actual answer is the 30 Years' War. It established the modern system of the sovereign states. The 30-year war. I actually had to do a little bit of reading on the 30-year war as well, because I've heard of the 100-year war and etc., but I didn't really know that much about the 30-year wars. I'd say D. This is a Bruce question. Why is it a Bruce question? Don't know why it's a Bruce question. Okay. All right, Dave said it was a Bruce question. We'll see if we can get clarification on that. Hendel says, remember to smash the like. Yes, please, guys. Thanks for prompting me. I have a banner there just in case I forget it. But if you're new here, please, it really, really helps us get fed in the algorithm. Please hit like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I have these things every Sunday. I hope you enjoy it. We do too. We do learn some things and we do have some good laughs. Sometimes there's some good chirps as well, especially when I have someone live with me. That's always usually entertaining. But please, it really, really helps the channel if you hit like. So thank you for that, Hendo. Okay. So getting back to the comment that Dave had made about that's a Bruce question, he was referring to the England stuff. Yes. The Bruce is from the UK, everybody. So the next question is, which country was formerly known as Rhodesia? Hendo says, thank you so much. Hendo says, I enjoy and love this game. First trivia game ever. Well, I really appreciate that you're here. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing this every Sunday. I find it fun. It's better than sitting down and doing nothing, right? And saying to yourself, oh, I've got 10 things to do and I have to go to work tomorrow and I don't feel like moving. So you don't do the 10 things you needed to do. You chill most of the time. And then when you wake up on Monday morning, you're like, why didn't I do the things I said I was going to do? Well, this is something, right? At least you're still being productive. You're still kind of learning. And we're conversing with other people, which is one of the biggest things for me, is that I really love to touch base with people. And this certainly helps get me out of my shell. That's for sure. Okay, so the question was, which country was formerly known as Rhodesia? The options were Zambia, Namibia, Zimbabwe, or Botswana. And the actual answer is Zimbabwe. Let's look over to see who got Zimbabwe correct. Bruce got that one correct. Ruth, you certainly got that one correct. Dave got that one correct. Dwayne got it correct, and Hendo. Wow, that was a clean sweep right across the board. Perfect. Good job. Good job. All right. It gained independence in 1980 after a long liberation struggle. Okay. Next question. Let's see. I'll get it in the chat for you. Okay. Which war ended the fall of Saigon in 1975? So which war ended the fall of Saigon in 1975? Was it the Korean War, the Vietnam War, Cambodian War, Civil War, or the Laotian Civil War? Got a couple people coming in here. The Nam is from Rude, and Bruce says Vietnam as well. Hendo says Vietnam. Dave says Vietnam. And Dwayne. Dwayne said Vietnam. Guys, I will say this. I'm going to give it to out. I'm going to give a shout out to Dave. I can physically hear him in the kitchen right now making bread, but he's still answering these questions. So he's like stopping in between all of the dough making and then hitting the answer and then going back to the dough again. So shout out to Dave for his multitasking skills today. Absolutely everybody here got that one correct, everyone. The answer is the Vietnam War. The fall of Saigon marked the end of the war and reunification of Vietnam. There you go. Congrats to everybody on that one. That's a good one. That's not really a war that we all got behind, hey? Yes, mega loud shout out to you, Dave, is what Hendo says. He's probably not reading your chat stuff, so I'll say it for you. Mega loud. Okay. So our next question is, the creation of Pakistan resulted from the partition of which territory? Was it Bengal, Kashmir, British India, or the Punjab? And no, thank you, Hendo, because I appreciate you being here today. Makes a huge difference. And anybody who is a friend of Nitros Farms is a friend of ours. So welcome anytime. So the question was, and I'm seeing some answers come in here, the creation of Pakistan resulted in the partition of which territory? Was it the Bengal, Kashmir, British India, or the Punjab? People are weighing in here, and Rude has said the British India. Same with Dave. Dave has said the British India, as well as Dwayne agrees it's the British India. Bruce, of course, weighed in as well on British India, and Hendo, bam, another clean sweep, guys. The actual answer is British India. The partition divided the colony largely along religious lines. So everybody got that one correct. Good job. Next question. We're getting to the end here, everyone. I'm starting to get a little bit sad. Next question is, which treaty officially ended the Ottoman Empire? Which treaty officially ended the Ottoman Empire? Was it the Treaty of Sevres, the Treaty of Lausanne, Treaty of Ankara, or Treaty of Trianon? So again, I'll repeat the question. Which treaty officially ended the Ottoman Empire? Was it the Treaty of Sevres, Lausanne, Ankara, or Trianon? Few people are questioning themselves. Dwayne says he thinks it might be D, the Treaty of Trianon. Hendo says the same thing, the Treaty of Trianon. Dave says the Treaty of Ankara. And the same with Rude, Treaty of Ankara. And Bruce has come in and said it was the Lausanne. The Treaty of Lausanne. Okay. Looks like I got everybody weighed in here. The actual answer is, Bruce, you are the one that got that one correct, my friends. Great job. You're the only one that got that one correct. The actual answer is B, the Treaty of Lausanne. It was signed in 1923 and it established modern Turkey the way that it is now. There you go. Great job, Bruce. Going out with a bang. Okay. Last trivia question for the day, and then we're going to tally up to see who has bragging rights. Last question. I'm going to copy it into the chat here for you guys so you have the visual of it. Which African country gained independence after a long war against Portugal in 1975? I hear Empire and think Star Wars as well. Worry not. Yeah. So which African country gained independence after a long war against Portugal in 1975? Was it Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, or Cape Verde? Getting a couple of answers coming in through here. Bruce says it's Angola. Hendo's laughing at me, agreeing with her because it's true. May the force be with you, Hendo. May the force be with you. The force is within you. You have proven this by being almost, I don't know if you've been taken over yet? We'll know after this answer. So, which African country gained independence after a long war against Portugal in 1975? The correct answer is Angola, which is A. Bruce got that one correct. I think. No, yeah, Bruce, you are, look at you. You're going out with a bang here, buddy. May the force be with you. Yeah, so the actual answer was Angola, one of Portugal's longest and most costly colonial wars. So there you go. Well, we've gotten to the end of the world history questions, so that's really good. Did you guys want me to give you some bonus? Actually, you did say that you like 70s music generally. Let's go with 80s. I'm going to give a couple of bonus questions here. A couple of bonus questions because as it stands right now, we have Hendo in first place. We have Dwayne in second place. Bruce in third place. Root, I'm sorry to say, but you came in after like 30 questions. So, I mean, if you were here from the very beginning, I have a feeling that you would have led the board for sure. You would have led the board. But as it stands right now, Hendo, out of the 45 questions, I asked 15 questions in each category, and you are the one that got the majority of them on top of everyone else correct. You were sitting at 35. So out of the 45 questions I've asked, you've gotten only 10 wrong. So there you go. You really are a hustler. I believe it. Oh, we got some chatting going on here in the chat. I was going to ask some questions, but I like snooping in what other people say. So she says, Hendo said, may the force be with you, because she's the Jedi. She came in here making it seem like she didn't know much, and then bam, she sweeps the board and wins. And wins. Dave says, Star Wars is based off the American War of Independence, with the rebellion being the U.S., 13 colonies, and the Empire being the Brits. Hendo says, cool. And I'm sure you said, oh my, because I was picking on you, so sorry. And Dwayne said he figured he would be last. No, I'm proud of you, Dwayne. This is good. George Lucas, Rude came in and said, George Lucas has come out and said Return of the Jedi was an allegory for Vietnam with the Ewoks as the Vietnamese. Interesting. I'll tell you, one of the first books I read was on the Ewoks. I really liked the Ewoks growing up. It wasn't until I became an adult and found out that they were actually assholes, but I loved them. They were like Care Bears to me. They were like the Star Wars Care Bear. And I couldn't get past it. I shit you not. When I became an adult and I started watching like some of the Star Wars stuff on Disney, and yeah, come to find out they're just like thieves. They're excellent architects, though, don't you think? Like they can take something and make it into something. So you got to admire that skill, anyways, of being able to take nothing and make it into something. They're kind of like the Doozers from Fraggle Rock, if anyone knows that show from the 80s. Hendo continues to laugh at me. I'm reading at 1452 times 2, laughing. So I'm glad that you're entertained. I'm glad you're entertained. Dave says there's a lot of parallels where I think we're still talking about Star Wars here. There's a lot of parallels. Like, why is the Empire basically space Romans? Hendo says that this is fantastic. Hendo's son loves Star Wars. Anybody here a Star Trek fan? Like, is it all Star Wars here, or are there any Star Trek fans? Or can you be both? I don't know. I kind of like the storyline of Star Wars more than I do Star Trek. But Star Trek was cool in its day. Hendo said they had a Star Wars marathon not that long ago. And Bruce says that's a blast from the past. And yes, Rude says that you can be both. You can be both Star Wars and Star Trek. Um, yeah. And Dwayne says that he enjoys both Star Trek and Star Wars. If you went to a movie theater, everybody, and there was a Star Trek marathon in one theater, and there was a Star Wars marathon in the other theater, which one would you go to? Which one would you attend? One or the other? Door A or door B? Star Trek or Star Wars? Bruce mentions Space 1999 for me. Space 1999. Is that a show? Space 1999? And Dwayne says that they are completely different. Oh, yeah, they are. They're absolutely completely different. Dave came in and said they are different things. Star Wars knows that they are ridiculous. Star Trek is way too serious. It's like DC versus Marvel. They don't compare, but they do compare. The only reason they compare is because they're similar genres, right? Space. Takes a lot of imagination to write both of those things, though. Like George Lucas and Rue Garamami is a Trek marathon for sure. There you go. See? I was kind of hoping I was going to see some Star Trek fans as opposed to Star Wars people. I like the storylines with Star Trek, and I don't know, Captain Kirk just did it. Spock, he was cool. Dwayne says that he would probably choose Star Trek, but it is a tough choice. Oh, Rude says a Trek marathon for sure. Yes, I've read that one. Hendo says I would have a marathon between them, and if anyone stopped me, I would have to turn off the light. Yeah. British science fiction show from the 1979 Science 1999. Interesting. I'm actually literally writing that down right now to see if I can find it online somewhere. Science 1999. Hendo says, I never got my sons to watch Star Trek. You should probably test them out, see which one they like more. How do they know if they don't know, right? How do they know? Dave here hadn't watched any of the Star Trek ones until he met me. And then we watched them in order of release. And he became a Star Wars fan after that. British science fiction show from the 70s, eh? I can't wait. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look that up, Bruce. Hendo was saying, I was thinking the same thing. I will search. Yeah, Science 1999. Let's check it out. Maybe I'll be able to come up with some trivia or something on it someday. Right? And Rude says Trek is great because it's a hopeful vision for the future and it influenced so many real world scientists. I agree. Star Trek, definitely. Like when you think of some of the technologies that they use, like, you know what? Guilty indulgence for me, a little confession. Remember the things that they use to beam people up? Like beam me up, Scotty, you know, that little flip. Don't you think that looks, I had a Samsung flip phone when they were popular to use back in the day. And every time I opened up my little gray Samsung flip phone, I shit you not, I always thought about Star Trek and beam me up, Scotty. So Rude said that's Trek is great because it's hopeful vision for the future and it influenced so many real world scientists. Dwayne has weighed in and said that he is absolutely correct on that. And Dave accuses me of making a story up. It's true. He hadn't watched it. Like he has lapsed in memories apparently, but yeah, he made fun of people who watch Star Trek. And it wasn't until a Star Trek movie came out and some coworkers of his were going to go see it, where all of a sudden it was okay for Dave to let his guard down and actually enjoy watching Star Trek. So don't pretend. That's fact, everybody. Fact. So the Science 1999, Bruce says, is the same bloke. I'll translate that for everyone. The same guy that made Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds, I've seen some Thunderbirds. Dwayne, I know you've seen Thunderbirds. Wasn't that one of the shows you were watching growing up? And Dwayne says, Frank Motorola, the inventor of the cell phone, huge Star Trek fan. I got the idea from Captain Kirk's communicated device. See? So there you go. I wasn't crazy. And every time I used my Samsung flip phone, that I would always think about Captain Kirk getting beamed up somewhere. Yeah, actually, I still have that very Samsung phone, to be honest. One of these days when the world starts to end, I'll have a phone that I can't be tracked on. That's the whole reason I kept it. Hendo says Motorola, my first phone, and I had to take the antenna out and walk to the end of my garden and not move an inch. Yeah, I had a Motorola 650E. It was this big phone, and the only thing that actually flipped on it was the bottom part, right? Everything else was this big, thick phone that you would have to, I mean, look at how far we've gone. I remember that Dwayne does remember the Thunderbirds. See, I knew that you would remember the Thunderbirds. I remember you watching them growing up. You probably haven't heard it in a long time, though, I imagine. David says, I watched one Trek movie in the 90s because my best friend at the time and his dad were into it. I'm a fan of science, not science fiction. It's true. He is a fan of science. He is indeed. He also said, I'll watch/read something like Interstellar or The Martian, then watch a video about what they got right or wrong. I am not a space fan in any way, shape, or form. I won't go into my indifference, I suppose. I have indifference to it. That's just me. Don't judge me on not being that interested in it. There are people who dedicate their entire lives to it, and kudos to you. And it's the reason why we know things that we know today is because of people like you that really loved it and wanted to know more about it and break the mold. But it's just not my jam. Not my jam. I'm more into what I actually can see here now. Don't get me wrong. I look up at the stars and I'm like, oh, wow, cool. And I know that they have a lot to do with, our tides and the way that the world works and environments and whatever else, gravitational pulls and all this stuff. But, do I care that somebody is going up to the moon to get a rock? No, I don't care. Right? Tell me the reason why. Oh, you won't tell me the reason why because you don't know why, or you're keeping it a secret? Well, then, until it freaking applies to my life, I'm not going to give a shit. Truly, I'm not. It's the way it is. Hendo says we are all different, and that is great. Yeah, I agree. We are all different. Dwayne says whatever anyone finds entertaining, it's all good. Yeah, I'm not knocking anybody for actually finding it entertaining. I mean, you do you. If you gravitate towards that sort of thing, that's fantastic, and I'm glad that you found it. But not my thing. Whatever anyone finds entertaining is all good, Dwayne said. And Dave said, my car tells you how not to get lost because you rely on GPS. That's space. Oh, 100%. 100%. I've never denied this. I am terrible with directions and I love my GPS. And I know that that's because there's a satellite up there. It's because a human being built something and sent it up. And that's science. That's cool. They put it up there. And now I have all these cool things that I can do as a result of their brain power. Awesome. I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. But do I think about them every day? No. Right? I don't. Hendo, I think you'll be happy to say that she says, I like the Northern Lights. I see them often right outside my house. Where are you? For one, I was going to ask you earlier in the chat, but where do you live? I'm on my way up to Alaska in a couple of weeks from now. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the Northern Lights again. I was in Alberta for a while. That's Northern Canada. And it's beautiful. So I can't wait to be able to see the Northern Lights in a couple of weeks. Yay. I'll see if I can get some videos. I really want to. Bruce asks a question here. Not even the Canadian series, The Star Lost? Who are you asking this question to? I'm sorry. Maybe you're asking me. I don't know. Actually, I've never heard of that show. Maybe that's what you're asking. Star Lost. I'm writing that down too. Oh, you're in Norway. I knew that, actually. I did know that. Sorry, I forgot. It's been a while since we actually chatted together. So that's Norway's beautiful. I don't think I've been in Norway. Was I in Norway? No, I was not in Norway. But you guys get decent weather there in the wintertime, right? What's the temperature there now in Norway on average? Oh, the beachcombers getting up there. Mr. Bruce, he mentioned oh, look at you, Hendo. I'm getting up top there. She said that she lived outside of GPS for years. It was great. Hey, listen, I've done a paper map thing before. I've traveled across Canada a few times with just the paper map, right? I'm sure that if I were given another paper map again, I could do it, right? Like it's not a but it's the convenience of having the GPS, tell you in advance, like 400 meters from now, this exact route and whatever. It's like you're not having to stop every 10 minutes. That's always a beauty. Beachcombers, Bruce, I suppose the Beachcomber is more of your type of series. I did watch the Beachcombers growing up, but that was because we didn't have many channels growing up. So the Beachcombers were definitely a solid in our house. Came on I think at least once a week. Dwayne, if you're still here, correct me if I'm wrong. The Beachcombers. I think that was more of like yeah, it was a once a week thing. I enjoyed it. I think if I remember correctly, one of the characters' names was Relic. He was my favorite one. I think he was the old guy with the hat, the one that was cantankerous all the time, looked like a fisherman. Relic from the Beachcombers. David says the Northern Lights is space stuff, though. Again, like I said, I enjoy some things about space. I don't enjoy some things about space. It's not that I don't enjoy, let me correct myself. I enjoy some things about space, but I'm indifferent about the rest of it. How's that? I've said this a couple times. I am indifferent about those sort of things. I really am. I really am. So I'm just going down the chat here, guys. I'm going to let you stay informed here on what's going on. Yeah, I bet you do love it in Norway. Norway is a beautiful country, and I'm pretty sure that the cost of living isn't as high as what Canada is either. Currently, right now, it is minus 19.6 Celsius. All right. Okay. That's a little bit colder than where I am right now, but it was that cold here last week. We had a cold snap all last week here in Ontario. Ruger, I joined the infantry because of Starship Troopers. Definitely recommend the book. They train at Camp Arthur Currie, named after the Canadian general who led the attack on Vimy Ridge. Well, that is really cool. So, I didn't probe into you, Rube Garami, but you said you joined the infantry because of Starship Troopers. I currently am serving with the infantry right now, or at least I'm supporting them. Who are you? Who are you? You must know me if you're military and Canadian. We know each other. I had a slight feeling I think I know who it is, but let's see. What's your first name? What is your first name? David says the broke West Coast real estate mogul turned general. Hendo says I fall asleep if I read books. Depends on the book for me, to be honest. What if it was a scratch and sniff book or a pop-up book? Would you fall asleep during that? Dwayne said Sunday evenings after Walt Disney. Yeah, that's when the Beachcombers would come on in our TV. So those who don't know, Dwayne that's in this chat here, he is my brother. So when I have memory lapses or whatnot, he will always point out where I am not. Hi, Nathan. Okay, now I got it. It's Nathan. Nathan Thompson. Perfect. Okay. You could have just said that, or maybe you did. Maybe you did at the beginning. And here I have been calling you rude this entire time. Well, that's only because of your own username there, in my defense. In my defense. Hendo says, even with a pop-up book, probably would fall asleep as soon as I just sit and lay down and not do anything. She falls asleep. So not so bad. Not so bad. Rude Gamrami, it's Nathan from CAF in 2011. CAF, everyone, that's Kandahar, Afghanistan. This is where him and I met. He's an amazing musician. He's no longer in the forces, but he has an amazing family. He's a wonderful musician. He just got an amazing pig for Christmas, and for him and his family. As he's been sending me photos, it's a super cute pig. They are really, really intelligent. Pigs are just as smart as dogs, if not smarter. So I'm envious that you have a pig. I have to wait another 7 years before I retire before I can get such cool things. I've always wanted a deskunked skunk, right? A skunk that has its pockets or whatever taken out. I've always wanted that. Okay. Are you guys ready for the big reveal of who won? I think I already said so anyways, but Hendo, the person who said that they weren't that great at things, swept the board today. Well, didn't sweep the board. It was a pretty close call, actually. It was between Bruce, Dwayne, and Hendo today. They were neck to neck the majority of the time. But the person who was on the top of the podium, the gold medal winner for today, is definitely Hendo. I've got a couple of other questions if you guys want. Yeah, it is. It's you. Hendo's like, no way. Yeah, great job, Hendo, for sure. For sure. You keep saying Rita, and I'm really sorry. I saw Rita earlier kind of like flash through. Somebody said Rita, but I wasn't sure if it was connected straight to you, Hendo. So I'm sorry, Rita. Rita and Hendo, do you know each other? Oh, sorry, Rita and Bruce, do you know each other? Because I know that Bruce is a huge animal lover. I can see you going into Hendo's channel. I've been in Hendo's channel before. Cool. Well, I'm very pleased to have officially met you, Rita. It was actually fantastic that you came on here today, and I appreciate it. Same with you, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Nathan. I'm happy that you're here as well. So I hope that everybody here had a great time with the live challenge today. I hope that the questions that I gave out were good questions, and it challenged you in what to think, and hopefully you learned a little bit from it as well. I tried to bump up the ante on the difficulty level of the questions itself today, so I didn't want to make it too easy. I want to be able to like make you want to come back and beat that person that beat you last time kind of deal. So I like to keep it pretty spread out amongst the board, to be honest. There we go. Hendo said, it's like Pretty Woman. If I forget to say it, I had fun today. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. And I actually love it when you guys come in here and weigh in. So I like super appreciate it. It's a great way for me to fill my day too. And I really look forward to it throughout the week, coming back on here on Sundays and doing this. So this is really great. My brother says he's got to go. Great show, Holly. Take care, everyone. Everybody, I would imagine you're probably reeling down from the day. Bruce is getting a little bit late over there. Yeah, it's getting a bit late over there for you. So what I will do, everyone, I hope that you would join me again next week. Next week, pay attention, okay, to the community post. Okay, because if I actually get this Jackbox thing taking off for next week, have your cell phones handy for 1300 Eastern Standard Time next week. Because if I can kick that off, it's going to be super fun. And if I can keep that going, oh my God, that would, I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked about the possibility of next week's trivia. Because it's not going to be trivia. It's going to be interactive fun that all of us, no matter what skill level we can play. And that's what this is all about. That people from all around the world can just join in, and I can ask a question and all of us can stay involved. None of us feel like we're apart from it. And I think it's a cool way of connecting the community. So I'm really grateful that you all came in here. So I just wanted to say one more time, I'm going to be signing off pretty soon here. I just wanted to say one more time, though, thank you so much, everybody. I'm Holly from Kearney's Lounge. Truly appreciate you being on here today. I had fun. I learned some things. And you keep that chat going, because the more that you interact with me, the better the conversation is. So I appreciate that too. And I hope that I at least made you smile and or think about something this afternoon, and something to think about for the rest of the day. I hope to see you again next week on the next community trivia. Bruce says, nice to be part of the community. It is nice to be part of the community. I mean, this is a new thing for me, honestly. Like, yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming on here. I literally, truly do look forward to like speaking with you in particular, Bruce, on Sundays. I look forward to it. Look forward to the banter back and forth, and we're all getting to know each other. So that's cool too. In a world where not too many people leave their house anymore, I'm now speaking to somebody over in Ukraine, not Ukraine, sorry, over in Norway and in the UK. Who would have known, right? When I got up this morning. Take care, Rita. Thank you so much for coming in. And everybody else, I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already, hit like on the post, and we'll go from there. Until next time, I will see you next Sunday. Pay attention to the doggy posts throughout the week. I have a few lined up, and we'll go from there. Have a great one, everybody.